You know how many people hunt out there and know exactly what a 30-06 round does to an elk skeleton or bone? We're not dumb. This ain't going to work. This man of steel, his bone density, let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about some things a 30-06 can do. From out to about 400 to 500 yards, a 30-06 can penetrate elk bone. Why is that significant? Elk bone is significantly more dense and strong than human bone. Why? Because elk get up to almost 1,000 pounds. And so the bone has to be extremely dense to carry that much weight. Now, let's compare it to human, okay? Well, for one, let's talk about where Charlie got shot. He got shot here in the carotid. If that did hit a vertebrae in his neck, let's understand that neck vertebrae is some of the most fragile bone in the human body because it's so flexible to handle what we do with our neck. So what they're telling you is a 30-06 round, which can blow through elk bone, was stopped by Charlie Kirk's neck and a vertebrae. If you believe that, God bless your little heart.
Christ is king. Why is that labeled anti-Semitic?
Because it is.
Yeah, it goes totally against their religion.
If you say Christ is king, what's their job? How are they the chosen?
Right, yeah, right.
It is anti-Semitic. Christ was anti-Semitic. He said, you're the synagogue of Satan. Get out of here, you brood of vipers.
Yeah, that's actually a verse in the Bible.
You're the children of the devil. Yeah. I don't understand how evangelical Christians read this and are like, they're our friends.
You might have noticed celebrities and others wearing a red thread or string around their left wrist. So what does it mean? Hindus and Buddhists wear the string too. Throughout history, those who have worn the red string around their wrists have worn it as a representation of protection, good luck, strength, faith, and connection. The red string's meaning all depends on the culture. For Jews, it's rooted in the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is mystical teachings of Judaism. Boiled down, it's rooted in secret magical knowledge and rituals. The Kabbalah is at the root for Freemasonry. The Brotherhood is Judaism light for Gentiles. Few Freemasons have any idea in what they're involved unless they reach the 33rd degree where they learn the god they worship is Lucifer. We'll show you a rare Freemason magic ceremony at the end of this video. Foreign conquests drove the Jewish spiritual leadership of the Sanhedrin to hide their magical knowledge and make it secret, fearing that it might be misused if it fell into the wrong hands. This is consistent with it being a compendium of secret magic, no matter their denials when they're pressed. So why wear the red string, you ask? The story Gentiles, or non-Jews, are offered for wearing a thin scarlet or a crimson string is that it's a type of talisman of potent energy to ward off misfortune which is brought about by the evil eye, directed by maleficent entities. The truth is, many people who wear the string don't realize that in Judaism it marks the sinful goat of sacrifice. A sacrifice to Baal, which is another name for Lucifer. In Talmudic Judaism, they took Leviticus 16:9 to another level and put a red string on the horns of the two scapegoats. One was sent into the wilderness that was then pushed off of a cliff. The second goat, they tied the red string around the neck of the goat and sacrificed it too. The scapegoats were the Jews sacrificed to Baal as their atonement. The scapegoats are an offering of a substitute in the place of the sinners, to do away with their sins. In Christianity, reconciliation with God is through Christ's sacrificial suffering and death. Jews use animal sacrifice to reconcile with their God. The Canaanites sacrificed their children to Baal. The third temple the Jews want to build on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem is to resume sacrifices. Jews worship Satan, which they'll never ever admit to a Gentile. The Gaza tragedy is rooted in inciting the Arab world to demolish the second most holy site, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, to rebuild the Jews' third temple.
I hope that Benjamin Netanyahu burns in hell the same way them children and their families burned. I hope him and his generals and the far-right government in Israel, that when their God finally brings him to the resting place, that he deserves to burn in hell. Because what is happening now, not alone is it apartheid, not alone is it atrocity and a war crime, it's just horrific. It's just horrific what they're doing. Where is their soul? Where is the soul of the Israeli people that allows their government to do this to children? Where is their humanity The Israeli people, the Jewish people, after everything the Jewish people have suffered down over the decades, that they would allow their government to do this to other human beings. Human beings.
Andrea Puharich is a controversial figure in spirituality and ufology. He was an MK Ultra doctor and was a prominent early proponent of techno-spirituality, or the use of technologies in spiritual and psychic processes. The controversy with Puharich lies in his interest in patenting and creating implants that could be placed in individuals' heads so that they would be able to pick up certain frequencies and messages in their mind, artificial frequencies and messages within their mind. Puharich went on to found one of the most influential groups in the New Age, the Nine, whose material can be found on Gaia, the History Channel, and many popular books.
Look at all these fucking slugs. Everyone's a fucking idiot but me. Slugs making consumer choices thinking it's freedom. They don't even know. I'm really fucking smart. I see what's fucking going on. I'm a genius on different levels of different types of scientific, political levels. I can't be fooled with your politics and your laws. I see through them into the real reality. Mindless slugs addicted to shit, paying money to buy poisons, eating shit I would never fucking touch.
These UFOs keep coming to Earth, and it made me think of an idea for a movie. Sounds dumb, but hear me out. In my movie idea, we find out that these aliens are originally from Earth. That they're from an ancient civilization that achieved interstellar travel and left the Earth thousands of years ago. Some other planet they go to, and things go terrible for them in the other planet. So they come back to Earth, decide that they want to claim the Earth for their very own. It's a pretty good plot line, huh? I call it space Jews. All right. It's gonna get worse than that. Hang in there. There was a black man who was in South Carolina during slavery who somehow got granted his freedom by his so-called master. And when his master granted him the freedom, he also gave him a plot of land. Now, it turns out this brother was brilliant. He had a good eye, a good knack for farming. And he farmed this plot of land very successfully and made a lot of money. And this is where the story gets crazy. When he got all that money, this bought some slaves. Not only was he a slave owner, he became a slave breeder and employed tactics that were so cruel, even white slave owners were like, yo, my man. How can a person that went through slavery perpetrate the same evil on a person that looks just like him? It's mind-blowing. And, shockingly, they're making a movie about it. Ironically, it's called Space Jews.
Maybe sin isn't what we thought. Maybe we're not broken. Maybe God sees us as already good. Maybe sin isn't what we thought. Maybe we're not broken. Maybe God sees us as already good. Maybe sin isn't what we thought. Maybe we're not broken. Maybe God sees us as already good. Because in the Bible, God said it was good after he created us. So what if? There is no hell. And what if heaven is right now?
Everything you just watched was AI. None of it was real. If you want to know the future for our world, you're going to want to see what I'm going to show you next. Artificial Narrow Intelligence, or ANI, Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, this is where we currently are, Artificial Superintelligence, ASI. The difference is this one behaves like a human, and this one is smarter than humans. And I promise you that singularity is coming probably way quicker than most of you realize. And in case you forgot, during Trump's first week in office, he initiated a massive AI project, $500 billion over 4 years, from these investors: Mayoshi Son with SoftBank, Larry Ellison with Oracle, Sam Altman with OpenAI ChatGPT, including that OpenAI has committed to building a giant UAE data center in global expansion. And let's not forget a very important part of this meeting in Saudi Arabia, unveiling a groundbreaking AI venture called Humane, making Saudi Arabia the global AI powerhouse. And the US is going to start manufacturing advanced chips with a new facility being built out in Arizona. A massive project that's going to be the hub for all chips built in the US. Billions of chips. No, Neil, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just fear-mongering. This guy knows what he's doing. He says the name of Jesus, the world is going to be okay.
And so they say that Masons are on this search to recover the lost name of God. And finally, when you get to the Royal Arch degree, the Mason is finally told what the secret name of God is that only Masons can know. And they pride themselves that they alone are the custodians of the secret name of God. And that name can only be whispered among Masons by 3 Masons, each saying a syllable. The name is Jobulon. It is a combination of 3 words: Jehovah, Baal, and Osiris, the Egyptian sun god.
Yah, Bel, On. Yah, Bel, On. Yah.
And what a Mason is worshiping in the Masonic Lodge is a 3-headed god made up of Jehovah, Baal, and Osiris, the Egyptian sun god, represented by the phallic symbol, the sexual worship in Egypt. And they have combined this into a 3-headed monster and say that is the Masonic god they worship.
Have you ever noticed the linguistic spells hidden in plain sight within media and entertainment? Television equals television. Words that implant images, ideas, and belief systems directly into the collective mind. Programming isn't innocent. It mirrors neuro-linguistic programming, tuning our brainwaves to resonate with preset thought frequencies. Broadcasting equals broadcasting, a wide-scale spellcasting, weaving narratives over entire populations. News equals north, east, west, south, directionally designed to pull your awareness across the compass, shaping your perception of reality. Even the movie industry whispers the truth. Hollywood itself is named after the holly tree, once used by druids to craft wands for spellcasting. The very wood that casts spells now brings us motion pictures, moving spells projected onto our retinas. And let's not forget, entertainment equals entertainment, the act of entering and holding your mind. Channels are literal frequency channels, guiding your energy like radio waves. Commercials are commerce rituals, embedding consumption into the subconscious. When you start to decode the esoteric linguistics of media, you realize this isn't just entertainment, it's entrainment. A frequency lock, a spell. But here's the power. Once you see the code, the spell dissolves. Awareness itself is liberation. With consciousness, you can choose your own programming: truth, love, prosperity, higher vision.
With the possibility of a grave infantile paralysis epidemic, San Antonio health authorities attacked germ carriers on a citywide front. With war-discovered DDT and special sprayers, sections of the city are literally fogged with the insecticide in the fight to stop the spread of polio. Every suspected spot is sprayed. Drastic cleanup is ordered as polio and allied diseases show alarming increase. Even streams come in for disinfecting. and in the parks precautions are taken to prevent gatherings of youngsters. Literally tons of DDT are used on this dread disease that attacks our young. Again, war, destructive and terrible, contributes one of its discoveries to save life.
One of the most interesting things you're going to find in the Bible about astrology is the end times, the last days, the end of the world. Jehovah's Witnesses are proclaiming all over the world that this is the end times. In fact, these are the last days. We are living in the end times. But the end times of what? If you understand that the Bible is nothing more than a retelling of astrology, then you understand why it is that God's Son feeds his followers with two fishes. The two fishes are, of course, the two fishes of the zodiac, which is the constellation of Pisces. Jesus is referred to as the great fisherman. And of course, that's why the headdress of the Pope is the fish, from Dagon, the fish god, because Rome ruled the world for 2,000 years under the age of Pisces. What house of the zodiac does God's Son go into when he leaves the age of Pisces? He goes into the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is symbolized by the man with a water pitcher. When God's Son is asked by his 12 apostles, where will he begin his new kingdom? He says at 22:10 of Luke, "Behold, when you enter into the city, there shall a man meet you bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth in." That's right. The man bearing a pitcher of water is Aquarius.
Was that you? We don't know if it's him or not.
How dare you! 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 A monster! What a monster! Such a monster! Monster! A monster! How dare you! Back it up! Back it up! How dare you! How dare you! You're a freaking monster! Yeah!
I don't know if he said he shot him, but I don't know.
What if the mental health crisis exists because we followed the wrong guy? In modern psychology, there were two major voices, Freud and Adler. Guess which one we built an entire industry around? In Freud's model, everything's about your childhood, your parents, your trauma. You're broken because of what happened to you. And healing means going back and reliving every moment. Adler, he didn't ignore the past, but he said it's not the main thing. What really matters, your beliefs, your goals, your sense of meaning. He believed healing came from taking responsibility, creating connection, and building purpose in the now. But we didn't follow Adler. We followed Freud. Because Freud's model made it easy to build a business around therapy that keeps you talking year after year. It feels like healing, but nothing actually changes. You explain your patterns. You analyze your wounds, but you stay stuck. What we need is Adler's model. We need to reprogram your subconscious with forward-focused beliefs, not to stay stuck in the past.
only going to get weirder.
And weirder. And weirder. Hello.
Weirder. And
Oh, yeah.
it's going to get shittier and shittier.
I hope not, Cookie.
I'm the healthiest one here now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
I think you were.
You're
in the
most
first place,
fit.
didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, everyone in the chat boxes.
Hi.
One of you can do the roll call.
Rob?
Yeah, okay.
I'm
First
scrolling.
first in the chat was, of course, James. Yes.
Of course.
That was in YouTube anyway, but I believe, hang on, I'm just checking. Hang
Steve
on.
in Rumble, I think.
I think Steve might have been first in Rumble.
Oh, right.
Yes, he was. Steve was first in Rumble. There we go.
Good evening, Dave.
Pete's got a round of applause now.
I got it.
You got the clap?
Need to turn it up a bit, Pete. It was a bit low.
Yeah, I know. You need to clap louder.
And good evening to Rick as well. And let's have a look. Roscoe as well. And was that directed at Roscoe?
No.
And good evening to, let's go, we're going down. Roberto, who's rhyming away here, yes. And Rich T. There's not many on board tonight, is there? And Steve, to Steve that's a goose. And let's have a look. And Kitty's there as well.
Kitty's here, yeah.
Yeah, Kitty's there. And Mr. Smith, I'm here, have been here. Good start. We'll be lurking just like my wife tonight.
Oh.
I think he's talking about Kitty there. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I think
that's it.
I think
Rich
that's
T,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah,
all.
that's it. That's it. Yep.
You say hello to Rick? Yeah.
Yes, I think I did say hello
Rick.
to Rick. If not, hello, Rick. There we go.
Sorry, I was lagging behind trying to scroll down.
Yeah. Right then. Well, I was enjoying that, Pete, until it ended.
Oh, did you? You liked it? Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah.
Just rewind it and we'll go through it bit by
Yeah,
bit.
just rewind it, Pete.
Because I forgot to make any notes. I was too busy coughing and spluttering.
Oh, God. Yeah. But in today's context, not anymore, really. So. Yeah, the magic bullet, right? Mr. Superman.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Just stop a bullet that kills an elk.
The whole thing's starting to fall apart now, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. And there's good alternate evidence starting to come up now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't look like the FBI is changing tune.
We've got to give it a bit of time because I've got a feeling that Cash of the Crazy Eyes Patel, he's deliberately put out a tweet saying that they're going to extend the investigation because, and then he lists a whole load of points that are points that has been raised by people on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's as if he's addressing all these questions. And to me, I think what they might try and do is similar to when they created that text chain, the text exchanges between him and his supposed boyfriend. I think what they're doing is making a note of all the observations, and then they're going to get an AI to write a script that answers all the questions, but still puts the blame on Tyler Robinson.
Well, it's going to be a funny story then.
It's going to be
Tyler Robinson must be a time traveler, mustn't he?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have some more on her in the second intro because she's dodgy as fuck as well, right? Miss Kirk.
Who is she?
No, not her. Not her.
Oh.
But
you mean
his wife?
Yeah. That's in the second intro. I got more on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a few people include stuff on her now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman forgets to mention that Jesus was a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned this, a couple of weeks ago. You got to remember the fact that even though you're reading the story of the person they call Jesus Christ, He is, in effect, a character that's been deliberately created to enable the Jewish faith to go through a reformation.
Well, there's different tribes, right, of the Jewish
Of the
faith.
Jews, yeah. Like he
Quite a
was
few.
supposedly
He
from
was the king of the Jews, wasn't he?
No, they gave him that label as a joke.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
The
slander
Romans,
more. Yeah.
yeah, the Romans said they wouldn't kill just a normal Jewish guy, so they were told that he was pretending to be the king of the Jews, and that's why they had to deal with him. That's where that label
was
comes
the Zionists' plot to get him
Yeah.
on the cross, basically.
Yeah,
He
to
he
get him
insulted us. He said he was the king, and there's no such thing as the king, and that's why Christ is king is insulting to them, because that's why they fucking hung him on the cross in the first place.
Yeah.
So, according to Roman law thingy, what they did, they used the Romans to like they always do. But yeah, a Jew is not a Jew, and that's always the problem here, right? When are you? At what point are you anti-Semitic? Because we're not talking about the Jews here. We're talking about the Pharisees, the Zionists, the Talmudic Jews,
the Talmudic Jews mainly.
the guys that did the animal sacrifice and the money
priest-
lending, and
the priest class, the rabbi class, because they controlled the whole situation.
Yeah.
And that was his argument, is you've taken control of our religion just so you can turn it into a money-making, power-grabbing device, rather than sticking to the true teaching, which was what he was trying to persuade them to do, to go back to the true law.
Yeah, I think this is kind of meant to unite in the end the Abrahamic law faiths.
It
right?
should do, yeah, but
because they have to come to some truth here, because the one is saying this, the other is saying that, and it's getting ridiculous. So, and even the Americans are now noticing, like, oh well, why are we supporting Israel? Yeah, I slipped this in because of symbology. They have so many symbols like this, right? You can give 1,000 meanings, probably.
And it connects into some of the stuff that's happened with the Charlie Kirk event. Because I'm convinced that a lot of what they did and how they did it was for occultic reasons. So this is a similar kind of thing. It's sort of paying homage to that occultic tradition.
Yeah. Well, everything is now with symbology so thick on it, on a lot of it. Like, and especially around the Kirk and all the numerology and it's getting
crazy. Hi, George in the chat.
Hi, George. Now, there's so many, how do you say, coincidences?
There are no coincidences, just causal pathways that we're not able yet to discern.
And again, a lot of it is these guys always, like, you can see kind of the scapegoat kind of a story. I thought it was an interesting thread, because he's now, Charlie is now kind of used as a scapegoat. I feel like...
Yeah, I wonder where that expression came from.
It's the one they sacrifice,
to take their sins. Or a chicken is good. They could do it with a chicken, I think. When they swing a chicken around, they do it.
Well, escape chicken.
I'm not sure.
Well, you can basically do every sin in the Bible and your Torah and all of it, as long as you, at the end of the year, sacrifice, make a sacrificial offering, a blood offering.
Right.
So the animal dies with your sins. You give your sins, pass it on to the animal, and then you kill it.
I thought it had to be a goat for other
I think
reasons.
it's with chicken as well, but
I know voodoo, they'll use chickens to do the same thing.
No, definitely the Jews do. Definitely.
Oh, right.
Not sure if it's exactly for that, or some other ritual, but they love blood over there,
There's a weird connection where, in a similar way to the way they talk about pigs being humans that have been cast down. They've been resurrected into pigs because they were bad in their life or whatever. I think there's a similar connection with goats, as in goats are considered to be close to humans in many of their aspects, and it's why they turn up in a lot of the symbolism And of course, in that area, in that region where they were living in ancient times, a lot of the livestock were goats. You know, as far as I know, they were the ones that domesticated the goats originally from the antelopes. And that horn, the sacred horn, the shofar, is a goat's horn.
Mm.
You know, so there's a similar. I think there is a similar connection for some obscure region. I can't remember, but whatever. Yeah.
Well, the devil's associated with a goat as well, isn't it? You know?
In a way, yes, but I think that's more similar to what Pete was showing in one of the later clips, where it's part of the three-faced image of certain gods.
Mm.
And then, of course, you've got what's referred to as the goat of Mendes, which was the classic Baphomet image. And the only reason it was called the goat of Mendes is because it was supposedly being worshipped by Mendes, who was a Templar knight. You know, and that's where they found it, where he was worshipping, and it's the image of the Baphomet with the goat head. So again, there's that sort of animalistic connection to the goat. And don't forget Pan as well. Pan is a much more ancient imagery of a goat, half human. You know, so yeah.
It's called Parrot. I don't know, the Jews. A ritual of atonement performed by some Orthodox Jews before Yom Kippur, where a chicken is swung over the head to symbolically transfer sins before being kosherly slaughtered and given to the poor.
Right.
So they give you the poor the chicken with all their fucking sins in it.
Yeah. Here you go. Eat some poison chicken.
Yeah. It's a fucking demon you're eating. So yeah, that's a lot of these words and things come from rituals. And
just to add in another sort of goat associated symbolism, the Judas goat. That was the goat that they would use to lead the flock into the slaughterhouse. So it was called the Judas goat because obviously it's the one that's being used to trick the others into getting themselves killed. So you got the scapegoat and the Judas goat, both come from these ancient traditions.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, this is what I'm thinking they're planning to do soon. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm keeping an eye on that the Alexa. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that one because
I thought it might pop up today because of the recent announcements about them recognizing Palestine as a state. I thought the crazy Netanyahu and his crowd of far-right extremists might go, right, okay, we've got to do it now because they're going to shut down our operation soon. So, yeah, I ain't seen anything come up on the news yet, but that's what I was thinking about the 24th. You know, maybe that's what they'd do, but they didn't. I'm glad to say. So they're probably saving up their explosives.
Probably for an October surprise cookie.
It could be, yeah. That would certainly kick the world into fucking crisis, right? If they do that.
It's already dividing
radically.
Everybody, right?
Yeah.
You either with a genocide or against a genocide.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no,
I love the fact that we
sweet talking anymore.
I love the fact that we've recognized it as Palestine as a state. Yeah, it's a fucking state.
Yeah. What's left of it?
Exactly, Cookie.
There's no state left. No.
Well, there's the West Bank.
Yeah.
They're in there now. So. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The way they're treating the people there, it ain't going to be there for long.
No.
They're letting the crazy extremist settlers run wild through that area. So.
Puharich. Interesting character to look into. Kind of could be a inspirator for a lot of technology that we're seeing now and there. So if you know a little bit about the history, you can predict the future. Funny that. So these are characters, right? That come up with these like that Anya Jovali or Juvali.
Yeah.
Yuval.
Yeah.
Right? He's the guy, the spokesman that thinks up these fucking dystopian ideas and says, in the end, like, yeah, but it's probably not good if we do that, but that's going to happen. Right, that guy. So, and these guys are similar, like, we can make a technology because in his day there were no fucking computer brain chips.
Mr. Smith was asking, do you
wire
know
in there, but
who was the blurred out person at the beginning of the? I guess you mean in the Irish guy speaking in the Irish Parliament.
The blurred out person.
I'm just guessing that because this comment was like a couple of minutes ago. If you put a question mark at the end of a question, according to StreamYard now, they'll give it an extra pop-up so we'll see it easier. So please don't forget to.
I don't know his name.
Do your correct grammar and include a question mark. I'm not being a grammar Nazi, honest. No, he said there was somebody else behind him, blurred out.
Okay.
Over his left shoulder. If it's blurred out, how are we going to know?
Well, I don't know who he is either. So I thought he was.
No, I don't have no idea of his name.
There's nobody behind him. Two ladies in front. Don't know.
Sorry, mate. No idea.
No.
Oh, there. I think he meant that guy that was blurred out there.
In the next clip. Right. It's very hard to wind and rewind.
You included too many clips.
Yeah.
Just there. That's it.
Huh?
I don't think so. No, this is Pugarich. So
yeah, that's
a random clip of people being MK Ultra. So yeah, they were thinking of MK Ultra, but then by technology.
Yeah,
to make
similar
it more easy.
to the hypnotic lights that they used in the 60s. That's what some of his work was based on, I think, where they were using a combination
back
of
to the very start, he says.
kaleidoscopic lights and sound to initiate trance-like and out-of-body experiences. And it was banned in America.
Okay, what's that blurred out thing there on top? I think a logo of the.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a logo.
Yeah, it's too big, isn't it, to be a person there?
No, it's a logo and some text, probably his name or something. They blurred.
It's a ghost.
I think whoever
It's a
shared
ghost, sweetie.
whoever shared the clip is trying to remove
I think
any
we solved
connection to the Middle East Eye, because the ME is the dog for the Middle East Eye news channel. So it was probably something in Arabic at the bottom of the screen, probably a translation.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
People were
Gotcha.
thinking,
Okay.
oh, if we share it with Arabic on there, all the racists will be upset. Oh, we better blur it out.
Skip. Yeah, it is just funny. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
so smart.
I can argue that that's what it's like when you first start going through the process.
Yeah.
When you're in your anger and denial phase of the bereavement process, because you just realised something that has killed the world that you knew.
Yeah.
So just like the bereavement process, you fall straight into anger and denial. So you walk around looking at everybody around you going, why aren't you so upset like I am? Why are you all just walking around like everything's normal? Don't you realise what the fuck's going on?
I felt like that about Father Christmas.
I had a clip in here as well about NPCs. Those are 3 stages as well in esoteric kind of belief or thinking.
Yeah.
So it's a super low conscious somebody is an NPC, and somebody with some consciousness is a middle ground, and somebody is like a genius and gets the world and is completely transparent built.
Yeah, an ascended personality.
Yeah, that's level 3, and then you're But I got some on that in the next intro as well. But yeah, this is how we all feel right now. Like or a lot of people after.
I
Well,
do
we had it
still.
with the 9/11. A lot of people had it after the COVID now, right?
If I was somewhere like where he is, like in a big city centre or something, yes, I'd probably be feeling somewhat the same.
Yeah.
But given the opportunity, I think you do get through that phase of anger and denial. Then you usually end up in bargaining, but eventually you realise there's no point bargaining with these psychopaths because they're psychopaths. You can't bargain with a psychopath, yeah?
Yeah,
It's
the
just
show
funny.
came out during COVID.
Yeah. I
I
think
thought
I
it was a good
watched it.
show. I liked it. Yeah, it was
yeah,
good.
I got a feeling I watched it however long
Yeah.
during COVID. Yeah,
And
a few
this is
years
a
ago.
clever way to, point out the obvious again, like,
Yeah, space Jews.
Space Jews.
Is it me? Does it,
Make that fucking movie.
is it me, or does he look a bit different to what he used to look like?
He
He's older.
has, yeah. No, I agree with Rob. I think he has sort of. I don't know. Maybe he's gone on one of them weird diets or something.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, maybe sobered up or something.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look the same to me.
He's
like
older
he's
than me, I
on
don't know.
an extreme keto diet, or he's been taking the diet drugs or something. Because he looks like he's that kind of super thin, no fat on his body at all, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI, don't be fooled.
Yeah.
And it's
AI
only going to
Jesus.
get worse because now we have to prompt it, and soon the AI is going to prompt itself, and it's going to give you all the clever answers. And
AI Jesus is already here. It's already an account on Instagram.
yeah.
Talking of Jesus, Spanish chicken's
Thank
just
God.
arrived.
Oi, 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 oi,
Oi.
Bloody money lenders. Oi, oi, oi.
This is about right. We are approaching artificial general. That's what they will claim it is.
Yeah, Kurzweil's.
They are they're on a timeline, so they have to.
He's re-announced it, hasn't he? He's shortened it by about a decade. So now he's talking about the mid-2030s, whereas before he was talking about 2050.
Super intelligence, yeah.
Yeah, for the singularity
super intelligent
changeover point, you could call it. Yeah.
God mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Arabs are fucking gonna pay for it again. Like, it's all gonna be built by Mullah Marhululu.
Yeah. And don't forget, we are part of this great campaign as well, because here in the UK, they're also starting up a Project Stargate, which is what Trump has called that AI startup boosting thing that he was giving them three loads of money for. Yeah, it's called Project Stargate. And there's a version of it here in the UK. I think there's probably a version in every European country as well. So we're all being linked into it, basically.
Right. Well, this is kind of what's coming, right? You're gonna put a human face on these plasticky Tesla bots that you see now that look like robots, actually. But if you stick something, they can do this.
Got really good eyebrow expression. In fact, it's so good that it can do that sort of wilting look when you say, "Show us your boobs," and it'll just look at you like,
Now I can micro gestures, do micro.
Yeah, micro emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see it. You could tell if it's lying or not, probably. Like,
no, because they'll program that.
No, but I get it, but
they'll give it the micro emotions of telling the truth while it's lying, so that you'll be convinced more easily.
This is the three-headed Mason god, or they believe in every religion is welcome at the Masons. Doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah. I've heard it pronounced differently before. It was Jubilon. You
Jubilon.
pronounce the Y as a J. I don't know if that's just something to do
American,
with
maybe.
No, because it's Hebrew originally. And I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be pronounced in Hebrew, because I thought there was no J in Hebrew, but whatever. Maybe it's just somebody was saying it differently when I heard it before. Don't know.
I put this in there for
this actually, at the end of this, they include one phrase that I remember, that entertainment. I told Jeff C about that when we had a podcast discussion about horror movies and the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained to him the etymology of the word entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
because tain, T-A-I-N, is a suffix that is to do with basically building a fence around things in a psychological sense. So you've got like attain, contain, ascertain.
Yeah.
Whenever you reference in tain, it comes from an ancient root that is a reference to securing something within a fence. So entertainment means literally to go into a paddock where they control your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking you into a paddock that they have dominance over, basically.
Entertainment.
Yeah. I can remember that. That was a really good podcast, that was. It might still be out there. I don't know. Some of his stuff is still on some channels out
And
there.
tell a lie.
I'm
Tell a
putting
lie
it in
vision.
here because there's a lot of spellcasting and magic happening with the whole fucking Charlie Kirk and that whole movement and Christ and
the other thing as well, I
Jews
think, with
and
this is there's
Muslims.
and I know this could end up being a long diatribe, so I'll try and keep it short. Broadcasting, he's talking about spellcasting, but you've got to remember that it's talking about utilizing the electromagnetic field.
Mm-hmm.
All the light that we see are electromagnetic frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
When you get deeper into what magic really is and what they're talking about when they talk about spellcasting, you're talking about manipulating electromagnetic fields to cause your will to become reality within this three-dimensional reality, what we call reality, because all of this reality is just light that's been slowed down. So if you can learn the magic of how to manipulate light, or the plasma or the ether, however you want to reference it, it's all one and the same thing, then you can literally create something out of seeming nothing. It's not nothing because you're drawing it from the ether.
Well, you become enlightened, isn't it?
Yes, exactly,
It's like Neo in the Matrix when he sees the Matrix.
Yeah, when he learns how to see the Matrix, he figures out how to manipulate it, how to control it,
This is not a spoon.
Hello, Sonia.
Hi,
Sonia. Hi. What's next? Oh yeah, a little bit of throwback DDT.
Yeah.
then
And
you
dumped
brought it
in
right up to date, Pete,
fucking
as well.
everything, right? Yeah, well, I'm like that.
Yeah, you didn't have the classic image of them spraying all the kids while they were eating their tea.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one.
Pretty much there.
I think that was from the UK when they sat at an outside table eating their lunch.
They did it in Norfolk, Cookie. And my mum's partner, he was a farmer in Norfolk, and he remembers them spraying. And years later, he got throat cancer. Loads of people got throat cancer.
It was fucking pure poison what they did there.
Yeah.
And everybody now is like, oh man, back in the day they were stupid, and then you get this shit.
Yeah. Myocarditis dust.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we have not learned anything of this. Still doing it.
Well, at least they're wearing hazmat suits.
Yeah, as if they are safe, sure. Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Maxwell.
Always bring in the classics, right?
Yeah.
Because it's another end times today and end days and the 23 and 24 and
this is the end of their calendar, the beginning of the new year for the Jewish people. So when you start digging back through biblical history and stuff like that, and he was spot on talking about the astrology stuff. That's why it's all astrotheology.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the story of Christ himself is the story of the Sun, S-U-N.
Pagans.
The S-O-N represents the S-U-N.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some additions to that. It's not purely just astrotheology. There's other elements that they included to do with theology and magic and whatever, But the core of the storyline and the explanation, like he mentions about the moving from one zodiac to the next, one zodiac house to the next. Yeah, it's all astrotheology. This is all from the ancient times of Sumeria and Mesopotamia and Göbekli Tepe.
Yep.
dies for 3 days on the
Aquarius.
22nd
Yeah.
of December.
Yeah. Basically
Then
goes
rises
into
again on the
retrograde.
25th.
Yeah.
Yep.
They encoded these bits of knowledge into stories because they knew people would remember stories better than just pure information.
Yeah.
And it took
So
somebody
personify the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it took somebody who was an initiate to be able to know how to read the story in its true form. So that way they guaranteed of securing the information for a priesthood class. So you had to have a priesthood class to interpret the stories for you.
Well, that's why they banned astrology, right?
Yeah.
And paganism and all those.
Even though most of the leaders of the world have referenced astrology ever since. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the whole Jesus story is based on a fucking.
Yeah.
Well, I would say
all the
UFO,
coronations are, coded for certain dates and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Mr. Zinn. He was in a
Mr.
very good
Pants Down.
position as well to, cause a lot of havoc. I don't know what he did there.
It looked like he was just picking stuff up. But then as soon as he starts sort of walking towards the front,
He's
his
talking
pants
to that
fall
guy.
down. That's just
Dad.
after his pants fell down and that guy came over to help him.
No, that's
Yeah.
not in this clip. That's when he gets dragged off.
In the clip that Candice showed yesterday shows from another angle.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that
yeah, you
guy-
see his pants. I see it.
the tall guy next to him, when he's almost fell over and his pants fall down, the tall guy comes up to him and offers to help.
But then he walks on this field and then he starts shouting, "I shot him.
Yeah.
I'm the shooter."
That was the initial clip I saw. Somebody at the
And-
front.
But there's a guy
film.
on the phone behind him doing nothing,
Yeah, just standing around. Yeah.
checking the surroundings. And then you get this scene, right? Because this to me is a scene. This is like that Gucci guy, or how they paraded him off.
I think the plan was that obviously they've got multiple distractions going on.
Well, he was
But
supposed
I
to
think
wear a belt on that day, but he forgot.
I think they were hoping that they would shoot him in just a bad reaction sense. And then as long as he died, of course, they can turn around and go, oh, yeah, it was him that did it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, he
Yeah,
didn't
this
have
to
any
me is
weapon or anything, did
so weird. And that cop immediately says, "Yeah, he says he did it, but we don't know if he did."
Yeah.
That makes no sense either. Why would you state that as a cop to random bystanders?
Yeah. There's a lot of people bustling for what's supposed to be a secure, sanitized zone. There's a whole lot of people, but look, there's just
Yeah,
random
there's
public in the background.
well, that's an undercover cop, the guy with the hat, and because otherwise he would not be assisting those other cops.
Yeah.
You would say, "Hey, civilian, could you please
Yeah. Stop doing that.
fuck off?"
It might have been one of the Turning Point security guys.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
No, he does look
take-
like undercover, doesn't he? Yeah.
I think it was one of the guys that was on the phone walking behind him. But this whole fucking thing.
Yeah. That footage that I mentioned on Monday has been doing the rounds now, and there's a few more people have done close-up analysis of it. And it really does look like he was hit from behind, or slightly from behind his ear. And the wound we saw on the left of his neck was the exit wound.
Yep.
So it certainly was not. I'm only speculating here, YouTube, allegedly. It was not Tyler Robinson on the roof with that old hunting rifle. No, so it wasn't.
I'm on. I kind of like this, right? You should not dwell in the past.
I agree.
Focus on the future. But there's one thing that he did. That was the Freudian slip, and that we've seen quite a few as well this week. So,
Well, the one thing that he doesn't mention is Young. Because Young, although he does talk about dealing with childhood trauma, similar to Idle, he doesn't focus solely on that kind of thing.
Right.
That's where Jung starts developing his shadow theory.
Yeah.
Because really, your shadow element can be formed at any point in your life. Adler, sorry, not Adler. Your shadow form can take root in your psyche at any point in your life. It doesn't have to be just from childhood. But Freud was obsessed with it all happened in your childhood, you know?
Well, I think he's responsible for the victimhood culture that we have. Like, you know,
Largely, yeah.
Yeah, you wear it as a badge now. Like, oh no,
He
I was
helped
abused.
define a lot of the various
DSM?
diagnoses, for the DSM and other analysis systems,
Yeah. So don't
When
be
I did
stuck in
my
the past.
diploma cookie in psychology, to be a a counselor, they never even mentioned Adler before. They never even mentioned him at all. They did, they mentioned Jung.
Young, but mostly about dreams and
Yes,
those
probably,
things, right?
yeah.
The woo woo element.
But it was fundamentally about Freud. You know.
I noticed as well. Look, I never found out about Adler until I saw it on the internet.
Yeah, and I would contest the fact that it says, that that type of counselling doesn't get you anywhere. Well, I mean, I've had counselling 3 times, and I'd say that it resolved a lot of my problems, and it was based, a bit of Freud and Jung, I would say, and so speaking from experience, I would say it certainly helped me.
Adler didn't deny your past, but he said you shouldn't dwell on it. That's not the goal. You cannot go back in
I do
time
get the
and
whole
solve
point.
your problems.
Yeah, I do get the whole point as well. Is that
but you have to work it up.
When you talk about your past, you're also digging up the past, and you're raking it over. You're bringing it to the surface. But sometimes maybe that's what you need to do.
And often it's not interpreted right either, because it's a one-sided perspective. You don't have the full picture. You don't know why the person did what he did.
Yeah, it's lacking context.
Yeah.
And if
you
it's
don't know why
far
your
enough-
daddy hit you, well,
Yeah,
your
if
daddy
it's far
hit you
enough
because
back in-
he knows himself, and he thought, well,
You need to slap, boy.
he better listen now, otherwise he's gonna be like me.
If it's far enough back in your life,
You don't know, right? So
it suffers from similar problems to good memories.
Jung
Good
went
memories
mad.
become calcified,
The older-
where the bad parts get erased, and you only remember the best of the bits that you like. So you're not truly remembering it accurately as you actually experienced it. And the older the memory, the worse that gets. And that works for good and bad memories. So if you've got a bad memory, the older it is, like if it goes all the way back to childhood, then you probably can't recall all the contextual information about why it happened and blah, blah, blah. Because all you've got left is the worst of the worst that is causing you the problem in the first place.
Yeah.
But I do agree that there is, and Jung does get into this. He approached it different to Freud, though, because again, it was just elements of the shadow from the childhood. That was the only difference. But I do agree that there is effects from
daddy
early
issues, mommy issues. That's all Freud, right?
Yes, from early trauma. Yeah. So if you experience something horrible when you're a young child, it will affect the development of your personality and your psyche. It will, guaranteed. Yeah. So even though I disagree with the way Freud analysed people and the conclusions he came to, I do think he was right in the sense of you do have to think about your entire life. Not just what you've experienced now, but all the way back.
No, but
your
Adler does
shadows
not deny
came
that
from-
part either.
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
he does include it. It's just a different way of therapy. It's how you come to a solution, right?
Yeah.
And Freud, or like they say, like they saw, like, oh, this is a therapy for life. Great.
Yeah. Continuous
See you next
income.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll dig a little deeper.
That's where, from my personal experience, I could say that it helped me going to see someone where I could talk about what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Because me raising certain points with you can't do it with family members. Yeah, because they'll get upset in various ways. You can't do it with someone you're close to, even like a friend. You know, it's unfair on the friend for you to dump all the shit on them. Yeah. So it's useful to have a counsellor or a therapist. I prefer counsellor rather than therapist, because counsellors don't try to give you instructions on what to do and whatever. Yeah. But you just go and you get the opportunity to vent all the shit that's in your head. And that is a useful way, verbalizing it, literally verbalizing it is a useful way for you to assess just how much is this relevant to my life now? Why is this causing me pain still? What's going on here that I can't cope with? Why am I not able to cope with it? Yeah, so I equated it to, I found it useful to go and see someone.
I started a podcast.
Yeah, I found it useful to go and see someone and vent at them. But then I'd go home and I'd like do it myself. I'd sit and think about all the things I'd talked about and why they still bother me and where.
That's really odd, Cookie, because when I first started my counselling, you know what I used to do? I used to go home, right, and then talk into my cassette player about the session that I just had, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got back that day, I would then listen to myself about what I'd said. Yeah. And how I had interpreted it. And so therefore it was almost like listening to a third person.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right in what you say there, that the fact that you have to talk to someone that doesn't know you, because there's then the non-judgmental element of counseling.
Yeah.
Whereas someone that knows
you still
you,
need the right person with the right click and
absolutely. But whereas a friend or a family, if you start talking, you cannot, some things you could not tell them because you'd be afraid they would judge the person you're talking about, or even yourself to some degree, whatever that degree is.
Now an outsider can always reflect better than somebody who's either directly involved or whatever, indirectly even. But no, it's always good to talk. Talking is good. That's why we have a podcast. That's why we talk so much.
Talk and then think. Talk and then listen. Talk and then think.
Intro
and then listen.
number 2.
Cool.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I used to believe everything I'd see on the news, but that's before I discovered a brain.
A brain is meant for everyday use. Those living with moderate to severe stupidity have seen immediate improvement in common sense with a brain.
I thought the government had my best interests at heart, and then a friend told me about a brain.
Talk to your doctor about what news sources you obey. A brain may also lower your desire to take life-altering advice from celebrities.
Getting lectured about my carbon footprint from people with 3 private jets used to make sense. But thanks to a brain, now I can think for myself every day. When my disregard for 3rd grade biology began to flare up, I knew it was time for a brain.
Do not try a brain if you're allergic to a brain. Common side effects may include accountability, discernment, homeschooling your kids, a better understanding of economics, awareness of the stupidity of socialism, and diarrhea.
For tethering yourself to reality, the only no-brainer is choosing a brain.
Starts with a square, and that's pretty much a universal symbol for the Earth. And what one means by the Earth is the material plane, the manifest plane. In other words, the whole of creation is within that, the whole of manifest creation, finite energy, which we were talking about before. The next form they put in the construction of the pagoda is this. That's very, very interesting symbol in different traditions. In the Buddhist tradition, this is a symbol of consciousness. I'm going to put man in there. When I put man in there, it's got nothing to do with gender. It's manas. It's the ancient Hindu word, which of course Buddhism inherited. And you can put the rest in to make sure people don't get hung up about man, women, and so forth. Manas means the conscious animal. Consciousness needs three things to happen. Consciousness can't take place unless there's three things. And that is the knower at the top here, the known, which is this one, and the act of knowing. Unless those three things are present, consciousness is not there. It's beautifully simple. But not only that, in the Hindu tradition, this is the movement of the spirit. And in the Greek tradition, it's the proceeding, maintaining, and returning modes of the spirit. Very, very interesting fact is that two of the lines in this are diagonals. The spirit works on diagonals. In other words, it travels around and returns to where it came from. Now that, 1, 2, the third one, of course, is the symbol for heaven. Heaven or the heavens. Now, whereas this down here is the immanent, this up here is the transcendent. This, of course, is the source of all these, and this, quite naturally, as we know, will embrace every kind of specific form you've got. Particularly if it's regular, as these are, they're always embraced by their source, and thereby that's their way they remember to get back.
Here's another psychological trick that will blow your mind. And it goes like this. If you are distressed, feeling anxiety or negative emotions overall, just do this. Lean back, tilt your eyes slightly backwards, and then your head. And you will instantly feel relief and calmness. This is due to a change of your brain waves and has been practiced in meditation for thousands of years. Pretty nifty trick to have handy, right, when you need it.
There is no such thing as a free press. You know it and I know it. There's not one of you who would dare to write his honest opinions. The business of a journalist is to destroy truth, to lie outright, to pervert, to vilify, to fawn at the feet of mammon, and to sell himself, his country and his race for his daily bread. We are tools, vassals of rich men behind the scenes. We are jumping jacks, they pull the strings, we dance. Our talents, our possibilities and our lives are the property of these men. We are intellectual prostitutes. So we have a structure of manipulation which is string pulling the politicians of all political colours, the media, the intelligence agencies, the big companies and the global banking system. And the plan now is to create so much conflict around the world, so much chaos, including a massive global collapse which they'll engineer someone else to be blamed for, that we'll have a situation where we'll have a massive problem which has to find a solution. And the solution will be centralized government, centralized bank, centralized currency, which won't be physical money, but which will be credit, and centralized army.
Can I ask a question? It's maybe off topic. How did your mom choose Phoenix?
So she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here, especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry, even one that was a mentor of hers. So it was really convenient to be able to come all together in one place to really have that. But my father ended up moving out here as well because my grandparents had a home out in Sun City. And so it took a little bit to get everyone out here. It took several years, but by that time, everyone was out here. So we had a little bit more family than just us.
So you went.
One question from me. Where does any synthetic molecule serve the living?
They don't.
Right.
I mean, none.
And am I right in suggesting that a medicine, by definition, is something which contains synthetic molecules, something that is registered, patented, and put into the market as a medicine?
Absolutely.
Proper. Right. So what I'm learning from you, Dr. Young, is that a $250 billion enterprise is at work amongst us, decimating, culling the human family.
Intentionally,
using synthetic molecules, which by design are cancer, AIDS, all of the bogeymen we could dream up.
Yeah, it's for the purpose of sterilization and population control. There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people.
This is a massive scandal that's about to rock America. Even after you stop taking antidepressants, your sex life may never recover. And 1 in 8 Americans are about to learn the truth. It's called PSSD, post-SSRI sexual dysfunction. We're talking complete genital numbness, zero libido, and a serious lack of reproduction. And it can last decades after your last pill. Europe has had warning labels about this since 2019. Canada since 2021. Australia documented cases lasting 3.5 years. But here in America, the FDA was sued to force warnings, and the case was dismissed on a technicality, not science. A study of 1,022 participants showed that 73% on Celexa experienced sexual dysfunction. Here's what's truly scary about this. Gen Z's sexual collapse mirrors the antidepressant explosion. 28% of young men report no sex in the last year. That number is triple what it was in 2008, the same period when youth SSRI prescriptions exploded. Antidepressant prescriptions in teenage girls increased 130% since 2020. Many of those girls are entering their 20s unable to feel pleasure. Boys who started Zoloft in middle school are entering college with erectile dysfunction. 63% of men under 30 are single. The birth rate hit 1.64, lowest ever recorded. Millions are taking drugs that cause sexual dysfunction in most users during the years that they should be forming intimate relationships.
In 2020, an exclusive organisation for the world's most powerful people, called Stakeholders, enacted a 10-year transition to a global authoritarian political system called stakeholder capitalism.
It's a funeral of shareholder capitalism, and it's a birth of stakeholder capitalism.
You have shown us the way forward.
One of their agendas by 2030 is to own the food supply chain.
Bill Gates became the largest individual owner of farmland.
According to their reports, this is what they want us to eat.
GMO wheat, every piece of corn I've ever eaten is GMO corn. So these are things that billions of years of using these products have been done. Anyway, these are proven products.
The stakeholders have an initiative to ban livestock.
Cows alone account for about 6% of global emissions. So we need to change cows.
And increase our consumption of
artificial meat, like Impossible or Beyond Meat, both of which I invested in.
We'll have the convenience of printing it from our homes.
Oh, of course Republicans don't think it's weird that Erica Kirk first met Donald Trump after she won one of his beauty pageants and then went on to work for him recruiting girls before she opened up an international adoption agency in fucking Romania. While she was married to a mysteriously older man. They don't even think that's weird. They don't think it's weird that she has ties to the Tate brothers, who are now over here fleeing charges. Oh my God. Of course they didn't think it was weird that 2 Christians were on an Israeli pilgrimage at the same time and met, even though she's 5 years his senior. Doesn't say anything and then meets him at a Turning Point interview and then they basically get married immediately. And again, I'm not saying she's his handler. And I'm not saying he's gay. Gay people are saying that because of the way that he waves when he walks. I don't think it's weird that a beauty pageant winner is now being considered a no-brainer for vice president. Why would they think it's weird, right? This is their world. You're just living in it. She's considered the most powerful woman in politics. She's the head of Turning Point USA. A beauty pageant winner is the head of Turning Point USA. Crazy. I think it's weird that she was a millionaire before Charlie. I think it's weird that she inherited $12 million last week. I think it's weird that she just cashed in on a $5 million GoFundMe this week. I think it's weird that none of Charlie's family has talked about this at all. He has brothers and sisters and a mom and a dad, right? I think it's weird that his dad worked for Trump as an architect. I think it's weird that there were that many fireworks at a funeral. I think it was weird that there was that much merchandise also. Please don't have that at my funeral. I don't want fireworks. She did the quiet white cry sans tears and said, I forgive him. And then the whole crowd erupted. And then Donald Trump came up on him and was like, I'm not like Erica. I hate my opponents. Then the whole crowd erupted again. And then they took that disgusting picture hugging that we've all seen. And now you're all caught up. They forgive the shooter and they hate the 56% of us that disapprove of the job he's doing. Candace Owens didn't go. Tucker Carlson doubled down on Israel doing it. And apparently Erica Kirk is a Christian now. And she's going to petition against the death penalty. We're going to see if one of these evil motherfuckers can follow one of the 10 commandments. Have a good day.
Oh gosh, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me right back in. I gotta answer this one. So let's look at those facts. First of all, there's been rumor of a private jet that landed in Utah and left immediately after the incident. We didn't see any type of medical staff dealing with Charlie. He was put right into an SUV. Okay, so there's that to question. And then usually when there's an assassination, don't we hear from the doctor at some point that this person was brought in? There's a press conference. They talk about, you know, what happened. We've seen none of that. His body was flown back awfully quick. Something's off. I keep telling people that. It's in the minor details. There's not even anyone in the hospital who's leaked anything. And you know, there's always someone who leaks. Always. So, if he wasn't taken to the hospital, where was he taken?
Black pill is for faggots, and don't be that. Don't be black pill. Don't let evil stand in the way of you connecting with joy and gratitude and God. And I think that it's probably a good idea to pray, and pray probably specifically that God keeps you on the right path.
If you have $100 bill and you spend it at the local takeaway, and that person spends it on groceries, and then that person spends it on new shoes, the $100 bill is still $100. But if you pay with card, the bank takes 1.5%, then another 1.5%, and then another 1.5%. After 20 or 30 transactions, the only ones left with the full $100 are the banks. That's why they want to get rid of cash.
It's only going to get weirder.
And weirder.
I definitely want some faggots now. Made me hungry.
Don't be a faggot.
With onion gravy, yeah, and some peas. Yeah, that'd be nice. We'll come back
this
to
one
that.
was a little bit more interesting, I think. Wasn't it?
That was
Make sure you
funny.
take your brain.
Yeah. I got me a brain.
I got me a brain. It's fantastic.
But what about when it needs an update?
I didn't know I had one. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. It's so relatable. Yeah. This is good. I think this is kind of the basics, what everybody kind of should know already, right? What is a plane, and what's the meaning of a triangle, and the trifactor, and all that, and the
if you're
circle,
adding,
and squaring the circle, and
yeah, but only if you're adding that kind of spiritual meaning to it. Because that's what he's referencing, is how each of these symbols have certain
symbolic, the true
symbolic meanings that are connected to spirituality rather than
but
anything.
for the Masons it's the same, right?
Yes, yeah. Oh, don't forget, a lot of these symbols that we know now and that the Masons reference come out of not just ancient Greece, but prior to that.
Oh yeah, Egypt, Phoenicia.
Yeah, you got the Pythagoras stuff with the triangle, the Pythagoreans, and some people claim they were the ones that become the Freemasons over time. So
and they would say it's the Atlanteans, right?
Yeah, because they inherited the knowledge from the fish people who came out of the sea with their beards and their funny handbags. Yeah, and their fish-shaped hats. Because in the previous intro clip, you included some of the stuff about the fish-shaped hat. The god, Dogon god.
Dogon,
yeah.
Well, again, Pisces, right? The fish gods.
You mean Pisces?
Yeah. Pisces.
Sorry, I thought you said something else.
Pisces?
Yeah.
I'm Dutch.
You're Dutch.
This is, it looks a lot like praying, isn't it? It's like Jesus, or when you see Jesus or Maria, especially.
It's about moving the blood flow in the brain. It's a similar principle to why the original Sufi mystics, which are often referred to as the whirling dervishes, spin on the spot. And that if you watch them doing it, they tilt their head to one side. Because what they're trying to do is get more of the blood into the one side of the brain, usually the right, as far as I remember. They try to invigorate the right side of the brain, because that's the one that gets you closer to God. Because the left side of the brain is the one that deals with all your day-to-day logic stuff,
Yeah, but it's another one of those things that's kind of portrayed in symbology, right? When you go into a church and you see a Maria statue or something like that, she's always like that, like looking up in a praying position,
Yeah.
So, symbology. Well,
and if it works, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good trick to know.
It's also in meditation the same. So you don't have to open your eyes either. That's not a requirement. You can do it with your closed eyes, but still look up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So, look, say what you will of Hike, but a lot of what we
the granddaddy.
Yeah. I've listened to some of his 8-hour lectures where this stuff, all was.
He did learn.
He wasn't the only one doing it. So.
No, he learned a lot from Jordan Maxwell, who you've also included clips of tonight,
and
also William Cooper.
Yeah.
And there was others,
and Bill
of course.
Cooper.
Same thing. I used to have on my original channel, it might even have been this one, I'm not sure, I can't tell from the clip, because I haven't watched it in years, many years, but I had a speech he gave in Australia, and it was like this. It was really on point. It was one of his best presentations, I thought, and it was one that only lasted like a couple of hours. So I uploaded it on my channel because a lot of his stuff, obviously, you got to sit there for like 4, 5, 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, this is his early stuff, right? He had some reptilian shit back then, but
yeah, it
I
does.
don't know.
Yeah,
He likes to do that, like mix. When he sees The Matrix, the movie, everything started. He related everything to The Matrix, basically. Everything was The Matrix.
Roscoe has got a different take. Ike is controlled opposition or just a sellout, opportunist who spews out too much nonsense to be taken seriously at this point in time.
Yeah, at this point in time, I'm not a big fan.
How old is he now?
He's got to be in his 70s. I went to see him, Roscoe, and only in the last 6 months, I think it was, wasn't it? If I remember rightly, I saw him.
Yeah, I think
within the last year, anyway. And I must admit that he lost me. He was waffling and waffling, and what I got really disappointed. I paid 35 quid to see this man talking, and he was going in all sorts of directions, and I didn't. He kept losing me in terms of what he was saying because he kept going off in so many different avenues. And then the next day, I saw him do exactly the same talk on someone's YouTube channel, and he said almost identical. It was like he'd rehearsed it, and that was it.
Didn't he also have a new book available? Because
he did have a new book available as well.
There you go.
Yeah, and a new series and a new movie.
Yeah, that's his habit. He produces a book and then he goes on tour telling you all the information in the book.
Yeah,
buy my book if you want to know.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can save the world if you buy my book.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's got to make a living.
Yeah, because
we all do, right? But try and be honest.
Yeah, not like this.
But he used to be way more honest and way more open about, and the basics, right? It's not that hard to figure out, really, what he's talking about.
I think it's got to the point with Ike now that most people who want to wake up or who are already awake to the system know what it's all about, and he's got to find some other angle to keep the money spinning and keep the money coming in. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think
it's now it's a business model for him. So he's giving over his inheritance to his son. I don't know what his name is.
Gareth, yeah.
Yeah, I have been watching some of his podcasts. They're all right, but I don't like his paywall system. Yeah.
Well,
again, he's got to earn a living.
That's where he fell through the ground many times, where he's tried to start something up with people. I think Sonia Polton was involved with him at a certain point to start a TV or a network.
What was it called? The Voice or something like that?
I don't know. Yeah,
the TV channel they tried to start.
The People's Voice.
Yeah, and it was just a massive grift.
Yeah, well, it was some Jewish guy apparently ran off with the money.
Nah. Yeah, I bet they all had a dib in that.
Allegedly.
Well, don't hire a Jewish guy to take care of your money.
I can remember watching Sonia's reports on it, and I think she was just in her general sort of coverage of it. It was pretty obvious what was going on. They were buying way too expensive equipment. They were trying way over the top. They were like trying to be the BBC. And it was just like, in this modern age with the technology we've got, you don't need all that shit. All that shit is just an excuse to get more money off the public.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Yeah, this woman.
This woman, the Miss Kirk. Before she was Miss Kirk, this clip is from a couple of years back.
I was going to say, Pete, when was this clip? Yeah,
I don't know when exactly, but before she was Miss Kirk.
Oh, right, okay.
When she's talking,
I can't remember her real or her last name. What she was.
Oh fucking hell!
Don't know.
I know somebody mentioned. I can't
She
remember.
was just telling that they moved to Phoenix because her mom got a job at the government as a secret fucking DOD.
Yeah, working with the
undercover.
DOD.
Yeah, undercover, whatever the fuck. So yeah.
You can hear all the
Handler
conspiracies
much?
in the background going ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching,
Handler
ka-ching.
much?
Yeah. You're ticking all the
Mommy
boxes.
is a handler. I'm a handler. My sister is a handler.
Yeah.
And that Maltese cross, he's still wearing it prominently.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was wearing it in the funeral as well. She's still, it's very important to her. She's a Knight of Malta, and she's a. Well, I wouldn't say if she is a Knight of Malta, but
Well, you've got to allow for the fact that, and I don't know how they get away with this with some of the stuff that they do, but because America is a separate nation to the UK, they don't seem to be subject to some of the restrictions. For example, if I went around saying that I'm a Knight of Malta, I could be prosecuted for fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm pretending.
I don't know if she is, but she's symbolizing that she is part of that club. Right?
Yeah,
with
and they do
cross.
similar with things like the Knights of the Templar, and stuff like that. They claim that they're following this heritage and whatever, and they regale themselves in all the symbolism and so on, but they've got no lawful right to bear that symbolism because they don't come from that heritage.
No, she's not royalty.
No, exactly.
But not all the knights are royalty.
No,
but
but
I'm
they
not
have to
exactly
be.
sure what her mom exactly is, because I know now that she did something for the government and whatever the fuck.
That's the point. Yeah, maybe she has been taken. I don't know.
There's quite a few Knights of Malta within the
And
American
it is
government
somewhat
as well.
stylized, so you could say it is just jewelry, but obviously with that symbol.
Yeah, no, and she's still wearing it, so
yeah,
it's very prominent. Yeah,
it's obviously one of the
synthetic drugs. Stay away from it. It's like cocaine. Don't do it.
Yeah, and almost all pharmaceuticals have some form of petroleum in their makeup.
Yeah, and he says it here like it's about population control, and then I had that second clip where half the fucking American population is now on antidepressants, and the side effect is birth.
Yeah, sexual dysfunction and low birth rate.
Yeah,
but they're still higher than us.
Low libido, no, zero libido.
Yeah, 1.64. He said. I thought it was lower than that in America, but that's probably about right.
Well, it should be over 2 to be,
yeah, it has to be
halfway.
2.1.
Yeah,
and that's
the minimum.
That's a statistical requirement. Really, you need 2.5 because that way you guarantee to grow your population at a steady rate.
Yeah,
you can deal with a cataclysm.
2.4 is the one they put out, isn't it? 2.4.
Yeah. Or it used to be. I don't think they mention that much anymore now.
No.
Yeah,
well, again, synthetic drugs that go into the herding culling the herd.
Yeah.
Just doing it right in your face, right?
Yeah, it was a good program.
It's a lot of men, a lot of women, and especially after COVID or during COVID, they got prescribed these kinds of shit to deal with, and they got a jab.
And now they're pushing get vaccinated while you're pregnant.
Yeah, or take Zoloft, what is it?
Well, in America, it's Tylenol, which is just
Tylenol.
a brand. Yeah. It's a brand name. It's
paracetamol.
Paracetamol. Yeah.
Paracetamol. Yeah, don't take paracetamol, please.
Have you seen the videos of the crazy women in America deliberately taking it on camera?
Yep.
No.
I can't believe they're doing it. You might as well punch yourself in the stomach, you stupid bitch.
Mm-hmm.
What, pregnant?
Yeah, pregnant, and they're
because Trump said it.
In the camera. Yeah, because Trump said don't do it. They're deliberately doing it.
That's why I had that meme in the Daily.
I see. I get it now, Pete. Yeah.
Like if you tell them to if Trump says fucking shit is bad,
I thought you would have had a video.
They'll eat dog shit.
I thought you would have had a video of a woman actually taking it whilst pregnant.
I had it. The problem with this video is that you cannot prove that they actually did it. So
Right.
a lot of them are staging it, so to say,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
they are
they might-
there with their belly, or it's a fake belly, or the tablets are fake, or whatever. But you just don't know, because a lot of it is for show, just to antagonize and get clicks.
Oh, it could even be AI being put out by the pharmaceutical industry.
For sure, yeah. But
No.
nothing is a coincidence in this take.
No, and not when you're dealing with one of the biggest businesses on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something like the fourth biggest money-earning business on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Trillions they make. Trillions. Yeah, stakeholder
Billy Bob.
capitalism. Billy Bob and, well, all of them now, right?
Yeah.
All the billionaires that we know are now in this business.
That's immensely disingenuous as well, because when he says about corn,
Mhm.
I've had debates with people who tried to use this argument on me over the years. It's like, no, that's selective breeding.
Yeah, crossbreeding.
That's not the
different.
same as GMO. They tried to conflate the definition of GMO to be the same as selective breeding. That's not what he's really intending. He's intending to chemically alter the products.
DNA.
Yeah. Whereas selective breeding doesn't do that. It just crossbreeds the same strains, it crossbreeds the plants or the animals, because, selective breeding is
Well, that's what they also want to do, right? Program animal protein into plants, so you can make veggie burgers and those things.
Yeah.
With all the proteins in them. So completely fake food. But yeah, they can do that.
We still need to take the example, like Rob's been doing, growing your own veg. If you can, if you've got the space to do it, have a few chickens or even have a few goats as well, if you can, Don't do the scapegoat thing, though,
No.
Isn't stakeholder capitalism another name for fascism?
Yes, mate.
Yes.
It is. It is almost the exact definition of fascism.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I pointed this out when we first watched that fucking presentation, and he said it.
It's aristocrats taking over again. The bourgeoisie, the rich, the wealthy, the 1%.
Companies dictating to us and managing, being the governments.
Yes. The centralization of power, unfortunately, inevitably comes along with that level of fascism, where you get a merger of corporate power and private interests.
Yes.
Because the private interests own the corporate power and the public pays the debt.
Yeah.
That's what Mussolini explained fucking 70, 80 years ago now.
Yeah,
so when he says stakeholder capitalism, he's literally saying fascism.
And they're replacing the institutions with AI, basically.
Yeah.
So justice system, your government,
like
whatever,
the clip you
all
showed
your interactions
last night,
with the system.
Yeah, the weird woman. I was trying to figure out if that was Albanian cultural dress, because she looked like some kind of science fiction character.
Which one?
The AI entity you were talking about last night that does the bureaucratic stuff.
All right.
Oh, the Romanian.
But I thought it was Albanian.
Albanian minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but her voice sounded like it came from a cassette deck or something. Like it was made of, a bunch of cassette decks playing. Yeah.
Yeah. Some poor Albanian kid running along, pressing one after the other.
Yeah. I am.
I've got her here.
robot.
If you just want to quickly look at her, there. If you want to quickly look at her, she's at the bottom here.
Kanë quajtur antikushtetues.
Oh, sorry.
Jam njeri. Kjo më ka lënduar. Jo për vete, po për 970 ndër veprimet në qytetarët që u kanë shërbyer në Albania dhe 36.000 dokumentat me vulut digjitale që kanë marrë nga unë.
Yeah, and that's there, but that's coming here too. So they're just trying it out in those countries. India and all those countries are already doing it.
And Estonia. Estonia has been at the forefront of a lot of this e-government stuff.
Yeah. Disney is still at it, right? And that's not coincidental as well. I think that they.
I like what this guy does, Pete, but he goes through it too quick.
Yeah,
they just use his. this face you can download, and then you can edit your own videos with him in between.
Yeah, it's a meme unto itself now.
He's a
isn't
meme
it?
He
now.
was the first one to do it, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's still doing it.
And now
So
loads.
he
of people
looks completely different now, but yeah.
Yeah, now loads of people are fucking doing it. Yeah.
Everybody is doing it. Yeah.
And it is for the younger generation who's used to seeing multiple changes in a fraction of a few seconds. Whereas as an older person, your brain is struggling to keep up with the constant changes.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally, think of the way young children, if you watch young children playing on the internet, the stuff that's meant for kids verges on psychotic levels of just random shit happening on the screen.
Yeah.
Go and watch a channel on Twitch doing game streaming and all the activity that's happening on the screen all at once. Man, it gives you a fucking headache in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But that's the
Yeah.
brain that we're creating at the moment through the application of these smartphone technology.
Children's TV is the most, how would you say? It's not even
schizophrenic.
No, it's well, it's brainwashing, right? It's pure brainwashing. It's just to trigger your fucking brain with colors and sounds and feelings, and so that's be very wary of what your children are watching.
Yeah. Especially if it's made for kids on YouTube. Because that's where all the predators lurk.
Yeah, I could do a daily on that alone. But,
yeah.
Roblox, is it? Is it Roblox?
Yeah, it's Roblox today, didn't I? Yeah. Hallelujah.
This is a bit of a stretch. The hallelujah thing's a bit of a stretch.
I thought the whole ceremony was a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it certainly wasn't a memorial.
But yeah, the G and that shit.
Yeah, this is what I mentioned the other night. You know, some of the jewelry she's wearing and stuff, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of symbology and numerology and
Yeah. He was spot on with this as well, It's
normally we got a doctor. Yep.
Yeah, or a nurse or an orderly or just somebody, a porter.
Yeah.
What about the porters that would have moved the body from the surgery down into the
brought
morgue?
him in at 5:15 and he was deceased at whatever.
I only ever saw the doctor that said,
and the autopsy. Where's
bullet,
the autopsy?
The autopsy. He said, the bullet.
That wasn't from the autopsy. That was from the surgery where they supposedly tried to save him.
Yeah.
Which, from what we've seen of the wound and everything, is highly unlikely that they would have even bothered. He would have been dead before he got to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the surgeon say that word for word or literally.
No, we've only
heard somebody report
secondhand.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That a surgeon said this, right?
Yeah. And it was one of the people who works for Turning
This is
Point.
very strange, and especially in America where everything gets televised.
Yeah.
Well, we had the shooting televised, over every angle, and
well, remember when they showed us Epstein's body on the trolley? Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't shown us Charlie Kirk's
which
body
is
on the trolley.
highly unusual as well, but okay.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe Charlie Kirk took that plane out, Pete.
Yeah, that's what
at this point, I don't know anymore. I don't know.
You just don't know.
No.
I think a magician came in and did some magic, and I don't know.
Is this guy Jewish?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
It looks a bit Jewish. And the point is, you don't get to the point of being back with your acceptance of God until you've been through the black pill.
Yeah,
you've got to go.
But being black pilled is not a good thing to be.
Yeah, but you have to go through the valley of death to return back to the path to Christ and God and whatever. Yeah. So him saying that black pill is being faggoted, that's like, don't worry about the details. Just come back to church. Just don't question anything. Just do what your priest tells you. Fuck you,
good point. Good point. I didn't take it like that. But Because I do think that the black-pilled people are
if they're
annoying.
stuck, if they're
Because
stuck
they are
in the
now
black pit,
peddling that, oh, it's the end of times. Oh, we're gonna do that. Woo.
It's a methodology of trapping people in apathy.
Yeah, and then
because
fear
they feel
porn
there's
and
no-
peddling fear porn and
they feel there's nothing they can do,
So
so
they're
they might as well
faggots.
just throw in the towel. And but they're not fighting anymore.
So get over it, move on,
Yeah,
get better, do
Keep
something.
walking,
Problem,
you will-
reaction, solution. Remember?
Keep walking. You will eventually get out of the valley of death, and you'll find yourself back on the road to God. Because now you've seen the worst of the worst. You've seen the reality of how the world is run by psychopaths that kill children and all that kind of. You've seen it now, so keep walking.
Wasn't it Churchill that said, "When you're going through hell, keep walking"?
It might have been. No, I don't remember. But
think
yeah,
so.
that's spot on. Yeah.
Not a fan. This is our future, but not. It's not 1.5%. This is going to be way more.
Yeah,
It's not going to be 20 transactions, but 10 maybe.
And
5?
he's not adding in fractional reserve elements either.
Inflation.
Or derivative creation. Because remember, every transaction has the possibility of being utilized as a derivative that can be bet on in Wall Street or the London Stock Exchange.
Interesting. Look where he's sitting. Right. What's behind him?
In front of Goldsmith. Yeah.
For fuck's sake, man.
He might have done that deliberately, though, for the
Yeah,
irony.
maybe.
Yeah.
Unless
I
he's
had a
made
clip about gold because that's the first thing they did in 30 or in
the
19. I think it was 1930 or something. They
Yeah,
pulled
they
the gold.
confiscated
Everybody
gold.
confiscated the gold, right? That's the first thing they did.
And only the idiots gave it back.
It might have been slightly
well,
before that. For
funny
some
how they
reason, I'm
knew
remembering-
who had it. Jews.
For some reason, I'm remembering 1928, but I'm probably wrong.
Mhm.
Somebody could look it up if you want.
Jews are
to.
very good at keeping record where their gold goes. Rob.
Yeah, the space Jews.
The space Jews,
the
yeah.
Anunnaki.
Yeah.
They supposedly came here to get the gold, so they must have been the original space Jews.
Yeah, well, it's not a security for us plebs because if they want it, they come and get it. So they'll just confiscate it and tell you it's for the war. It's for the war. We need it.
Yeah, they need it to rebuild the casinos.
1933 cookie it was.
30. Oh, right. Okay.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So we're close. It's almost there again.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the compilation. You've done another good one. Or
Yeah,
2.
cheers.
And the daily today as well.
Yeah, well, I had way more clips, but yeah. Like way more. Yeah.
That's the thing now. They're giving us so much ammunition. It's getting silly.
Yeah, well, I try to find more than one clip about a similar topic. So you have either a counter or a solution or something like that with it. But no, there's a lot more. So check the daily tomorrow. I got a lot more clips.
Yes, but it's not on YouTube.
No, it's on Rumble.
Yeah. Just remind people, Pete.
Oh yeah, I'll remind people. We got a ban on YouTube for this week, so we'll be back next week on YouTube.
And
With the
someone
dailies.
said that they've just found you, Cookie. I don't know who it was. There was someone who said they didn't realize you were back. So I'm just looking at
I think I saw
Morris,
it.
was it? Was it Morris?
Maurice.
Oh, right. I thought it was tactical name.
But he was here before, but I think not on
he
your
uses the
channel.
same
Cookie is
icon.
back. There we are. See?
Yeah.
Cookies
I
never
think-
went away, Morris.
No, but that might be what it means, as in we're doing live streams on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the sense
Cookie's
of
channel is back alive.
some possible good news. I mean, we've got this fact, the fact that I can do live streams on this channel. But another possibility is because recently Google or Alphabet, the parent company, was forced to publish a letter or what could be called an affidavit where they admitted all of the censorship shit that they've done over the last several years and basically claiming that it was all for political reasons and they were told to do it, so they were just following orders, basically. So they're doing the classic excuse that they were just following orders, but it does mean that a lot of people are getting their channels back. So at some point, I'm gonna send in an appeal for my original channel. I might
It
be
says
able
here
to
it's related to Americans, thousands of Americans.
Yeah, but Dave Cullen's not American.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Maybe he's using a.
I think they might have
VPN?
meant Americans in the sense of the election element, because some of this was them explaining that people were censored for doubting the election results when Biden got in with his super
Yeah.
So not everything is to do with COVID, but it does go back as far as the stuff to do with COVID as well.
Well, it says 0.5. Europe's censorship laws targeted American companies and threatened American speech, including removal of lawful content. So if that, if we fall under that, I don't know. But I haven't noticed it yet. My strike is still there. Well, I got it on the day that this kind of happened. So yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. It could be some good news at least. And a little bit of good news in the sense of they do actually acknowledge in that letter that they've relaxed a lot of their censorship restrictions now. So basically, like I said, they're claiming that they were just doing it because they were told to. So now nobody's telling them to. They won't do it anymore. That's kind of what they're saying,
Yeah, until the next Democratic administration is in.
Yeah. And when they get caught again, that's the main thing.
Well, and Trump and that shit what they are pulling is not much better, is it?
No.
The Jimmy Kimmel bullshit, don't buy that. That's media and tears and fake crocodile.
They've started to suggest increasing censorship rules because of the stuff to do with Charlie Kirk and the crazy lefties coming out celebrating his death and all that kind of stuff. So that gives them some kind of problem, reaction, solution, justification with the public to introduce some more censorship laws. So,
and they Antifa is now a terrorist thing, right?
Yes.
So what they could do is they use that to increase the sentencing. So if you're an Antifa follower and you threw Molotov or something not too crazy, right? They could tie that now into as a terrorist act.
Yeah.
So that means Guantanamo Bay or minimum torture.
Yeah.
No,
Enhanced
but
interrogation technique.
but that's what they're going to use now as a stick.
Yeah.
So that's lawfare. That I don't, that's where's freedom of speech and freedom of protest and freedom. Because the problem with the protest when the riots happened is the cops stood down. Everybody helped them basically to do this.
Piles of bricks turned up randomly on the march.
The shop owners had to protect themselves and their stores, and so if Trump can clean up Washington D.C. in a weekend, right? If there's a riot, you can send in the right people and you can stop those riots with the right tools. And they have the tools. They can space beam you.
I think, I don't think he's good. He's just coming at a different angle. But it's but
these riots as well, they were meant to be riots, right? They were all, set up to be like what they were.
Yeah.
Because normally you would not allow that shit.
That level of no.
Of course not.
Well, it's Soros, isn't it? Society.
And politicians allowing it.
To a degree,
Mayors,
provocateurs,
mayors letting go the rioters, and it all plays into that.
The way I've tried to explain it over the years is they've deliberately encouraged the craziest possible left-leaning position people to come to the front, so that the public runs to the right. And that's what we're now seeing. Now more and more people are supporting right-leaning politicians and ideologies and whatever.
Fascist ideologies.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we're going to have a digital technocracy, a centralized governmental one world system, that's a fascism. So they want the public to be psychologically desirous to live within that fascism. So to do that, they've got to convince you that there's a constant threat from these crazy people on the left or on the extreme fringes. That way you'll be willing to let them.
Well, they are.
There's
there is a definite fucking
fringe. Yeah, there is, because they've created them.
Yeah, but the same on the right, right? The radical right is created the same way.
But that's what I mean, in the sense of, Soros has been providing a lot of the funding for this, but he's not the architect. Yeah,
no.
He's an enabler, but I certainly don't think he's the one that sort of, I'm going to encourage people on the left. No, he's being told to do that. Yeah,
he's been at Ukraine, the project Ukraine, since 1995.
Yeah.
So that's long. It can take him to fucking do anything. So it's still not decided. Huh?
When was Erica Kirk there? Doing her mission.
Was in Romania, wasn't she?
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Romania, which is sort of next
similar.
Yeah, same area, same Caucasus area. Yeah.
Yeah, and children and shit. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think we pretty much made it.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a song to play us out? Maybe.
I didn't think of one.
I can try and find one.
Oh, I know you have one.
I'll have a look what I've got.
Well, whoever's first.
I'll try not to pick one that's as long as the last time.
Let's have a look.
I'll share the link for
nothing that's too.
I've got one.
Oh, go on then.
It's an old one. It's an old one, but it's a goodie.
Good.
Hang on. I'm in the chat, so I'm typing. So can you start it?
Goody.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We shall we'll all meet again at Steve's place tomorrow for the Mr. Reynolds show.
Yes.
Have you put the link in for the after chat?
Yeah. I did now in both. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, thanks
for
tuning
everybody.
in, folks.
See you tomorrow for the daily. Bye-bye.
Catch you.
Cheers.
Round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever spinning reel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. A tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone, like a door that keeps revolving in a half-forgotten dream, or the ripples from a pebble someone tosses in a stream, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. Keys that jingle in your pocket, words that jangle in your head. Why did summer go so quickly? Was it something that you said? Lovers walk along a shore and leave their footprints in the sand. Is the sound of distant drumming just the fingers of your hand? Pictures hanging in a hallway and the fragment of a song. Half remembered names and faces, but to whom do they belong? When you knew that it was over, you were suddenly aware that the autumn leaves were turning to the color of her hair. A circle in a spiral, a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever-spinning reel, as the images unwind, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
Everyone's doing their part. Are you? The war effort needs your effort at work, at home, in your community.